somebody. This is going to be a interesting, fun, different video. I take on a great steal that I literally just got, and I'm extremely happy with the purchase. I normally figure out if I don't want something within the first day or two of having it. If I'm not thinking about it, if it's just there, especially if it's still in the box, most likely she's going back. But this thing, okay, so every time I do a video, I have to do a rundown of my most favorite bags, right? So this is a Louis Vuitton video. So I'm a little bit all over the place, but I'm gonna bring it home. So this is a LV Louis Vuitton video. One of my favorite luxury handbag designer. And then after that, believe it or not, it is Dooney and Burke. And then Coach is my third. Coach and YSL pretty much they're together. And everything else falls up under there. Um, I said Coach. I meant Gucci. Gucci and YSL fall right there together, and then Coach and everything else up under there. But yes, number one Louis, second Dooney and Burke. And if you've never had a Dooney and Burke, you probably like Dooney and Burke. But if you ever had a Dooney and Burke, then you'll know what I'm talking about. The leather is everything on a Dooney and Burke. It is a bag that will last for as long as a Louis Vuitton, actually. But I digress. So, I'm going to go over my newest purchase and then do a comparison to what it is always compared to, and then I'm going to bid you guys a good sunny day and give you my thoughts about it and just different thoughts. So, I canvas. Okay, so let me just give you some insight. I love Louis Vuitton, but if you are a luxury handbag investor, because that's what we are investing. Um, and if you are a luxury handbag investor, then you know that the craftsmanship of Louis Vuitton has went down, as far as how they're producing, how the bags are no different than other designers now. Some of the same things. I mean, they may have a twist or something like that, no pun intended. But a lot of their bags that are taken off and really going forward are bags that they remade and brought back out. Like the Diane is definitely a bag that has been reproduced from a previous bag. Um, all of the bags that to me that are the top bags are classics, and the other bags are just staying in the industry to cater to different levels of ages, and just to stay in the know, just to stay with the times. But the classics, the craftsmanship bags, the bags that have longevity are going to be the ones. Most of them are discontinued. And how you find your bang for your buck is to canvas the gently used sites. Um, what goes around is a great site to find just to canvas. It is also a place that I recommend people to go to if they're not really sure of their luxury handbag. If they're not sure if they want to take the plunge and spend 2 grand on a bag, get a gently used version of that bag first. Try it out. Carry it. See if it's like, okay, I see why everybody likes this. It's nice. It's different. Before you take the plunge, before you dive in, check it out first. Um, so my latest piece, I've been wanting it for a while, and I'm looking for another one that's been out for a while. but this one has been out for a while. It is the piece that came out in 2011, and it got discontinued, um, like they always do, and they brought out a newer version of it with the exact same name. So, without further ado, I introduce to some, and just present to others the Retiro PM. She is an exquisite piece of art. This bag was made when Louis Vuitton put all that they had in a bag. Um, the craftsmanship is above none. I know just looking at her, she just looks like uh, a Louis Vuitton bag. But when I point out certain features and compare it to another classic bag that don't need an introduction at all, you're gonna understand what I mean. Um, but she came out in 2011. This one particularly was made in 2012. Um, they discontinued her and brought out a newer version of her where the vachetta was different. It was a little bit taller. They made some significant changes. They changed it to more like the Speedy, where it had the two zippers and the lock instead of the one zipper. They made some vast changes. So, and then it comes in a bigger version that looks more like luggage. This bag to me pays um, homage to the original intent of Louis Vuitton was a luxury bag um, um, company. And when you look at this bag, you can definitely see where they got the idea from. It looks like a duffel bag in all its splendor. It really does. But she is a definitely handbag. She is beautiful. She is well thought out. Everything about this bag is when craftsmanship was really at its peak. And this was just um, 12 years ago. So, and I think the the demand and supply is so much on over the top now that they're just producing and producing and producing, and nobody's putting that much into their bags because they're leaving the shelves as soon as they come out, and people are not really thinking. I mean, they're not really putting a stamp of like, yeah, this bag is longevity. No, a lot of the newer bags from Louis Vuitton and other luxury houses are not longevity. They're not classics. Some of them you look at them like, would you carry this bag 5 years from now? No. And that's what you got to ask yourself. Would this be a bag that you're going to carry 5 years from now? Would this be a bag that you know for certain is going to be a direct investment of you spending your hard earned money? Ask yourself that, because before I take the plunge on any bag, I know that it is has multiple uses. I know that it can be a workhorse, it can be a overnight bag, it can be a night on the town bag, or it could just be an everyday bag. Period. Um, I don't just purchase just to purchase to stay with the times. I purchase for a reason. I have not always been like that, but when I started seeing the the art of the bag not really having the uniqueness, the quality of it is not the same. I started making smarter purchases, um, and it started happening for me um, right after like the carry-alls and all of those bags that came out. Because I'm gonna be honest with you, the reverse monogram bag that everybody went wild over when it first came out, I was one of those ones that had to have it. Who's talking about it now? Who's talking about it now? It was the phenomena. Everybody had to have one. Everybody went bananas. You had to have it. If you was a fashion guru, you had to have that bag. And now no one's even talking about it. Bags that have longevity always come back up in conversations. And the bags that have longevity are the Speedy, the Never Full, and the No. They're gonna be extensions of those bags for the forever. Because those are considered the top classics. Um, I have my 1 through 5 picks of Louis Vuitton bags for me. The number one bag for me from Louis Vuitton is the Graceful in any canvas, the monogram or the damier being, not the damier Zur, so I wouldn't say any, but those two canvases is my number one bag. My number two bag um, is the No GM. I like the Petite too, but the No GM is my number two. My number three bag um, is the Speedy, and it is the Speedy 20 all the way up to the 40. That's my number two bag. My number three bag. I'm sorry. And I can kind of put neck and neck the Speedy and the Diane, neck to neck, beside each other. Pretty much, yeah. Um, my number three bags, and then my number four bag um, is the Never Full. Um, I was gonna say she's my number five. I'm gonna be honest with you. She rates a little bit higher than the Never Full. So the Never Full will move down and she will take her place. I love this bag. The craftsmanship of it is perfection. So let's just get into it. Okay, so one thing you're gonna notice about this bag is just looking at it. What you're looking at is different studs on here, right? This is not the cheap like the gold that's on the gold plated um, that's on the bags now. These studs are the studs that last forever. They may darken. You shine them up with like the gold shine, and they go back looking to like they originally looked. Um, when this bag starts to oxidize even more, it's gonna be in sheer perfection. So let me just give you some insight because I know people are probably going to look at this and like, if that bag is 11, 12 years old, why isn't it more patina than what it is? I'll tell you why. I am the third owner of this bag. The first owner of this bag had it for a short period of time. They sold it. For some reason, they couldn't get into it or whatever, from what I hear. The second owner of it had it for a long time. And what she did is she had the vachetta replaced. After she had the vachetta replaced, she ended up getting something else totally different, and she sold it and to the gently used sites. And I was the lucky winner of the brand new bag. And why I say brand new is if you replace the piping and the vachetta on a Louis Vuitton bag and the inside is pristine, clean, voila, you got yourself a new bag. And I didn't pay gently used price for this bag. I think this bag almost cost the same amount as my Graceful, if not even more than my Graceful. Because when you upgraded the vachetta on it, and there's nothing nowhere. This bag looks like it's brand new. Looks like I just got it out the Louis Vuitton store yesterday. The piping is in place. There's no tears on the corners or anything like that. So when you got it, when you invest in something like this, you have to appreciate it. So let me just show you. I've already talked about the studs and all that being brass. I didn't say brass, but the studs are brass, and you can tell the difference when I compare it to other bags that I have on the side here that I'm going to show you in a second. But the brass on here is is another level of craftsmanship. Um, the piping, the zipper is butter. Oh God, that zipper is butter. Something that stands out on here, and I don't know if it's because it was recently placed, but when I looked on a video, it looked like that on that one too. The glazing on here is like a deep burgundy, and the glazing on here is a, a, a glaze that I've heard people online take their bags back to Louis Vuitton for. I don't know why, because if you purchase your bag from an authentic place like the luxury house itself, why would you even question it? You got some serious issues going on. The glazing doesn't bother me, you guys. If you ever get a bag from Louis Vuitton and you know 1000% that it's authentic and the glazing is a little bright red, just know that that red is going to die down just like the vachetta will. The vachetta darkens, the glazing gets darker as well. Don't get so caught up in things like that. That's not even a big thing. But you listen to people and it has been made a big thing. I don't care anything about it at all. Um, but let me just show you on the side what another thing that made me love this is. Look at that zipper, y'all. You can just look at that zipper and it's heavy. It's not a light zipper. The craftsmanship of this, the detail of it, how that stud is in there and around every part of where you see brass, Louis Vuitton is written on it. Louis Vuitton is etched into it. It was so much attention to detail. This D-ring right here is heavy. It is not light. It's not lightweight. I know something that's standing out because you guys are the gurus of trying to see if somebody's bag is real or something. But the guitar strap on here, of course, did not come with the Retiro. This was during a time before guitar straps became extremely popular. Um, so I have the Diane and I have the Speedy 20, and they both come with the guitar strap. I did not like the strap that came with this. I just didn't like it. It reminded me, and it was the purpose of it. It reminded me of a luggage strap, and it was meant to look like a luggage strap because, again, this is a version of a small luggage bag. I didn't like it. I couldn't get with it. So I thought long and hard. I said, what can I do to give a little twist to my bag? So I pulled this out. I put it on there, and I said, sheer magic. 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 I couldn't think of anything that could have topped this off even better, but this strap is giving it its whole life. So I love the added strap on there. It changes the whole game. I also, did not come with a lock. I took the lock off of my Speedy 20, I think. 25? My Speedy 25. I took the lock off of that. I think one of the speeches. This is just one of them, and I put it on here because I think it looks cute. It's just garnish, right? Another thing, the feet, the reinforced feet in brass with the vachetta right there. That's preventing this bag from having the what I call the speedy sag. Um, is awesome. Because while some of you guys like that sag in the Speedy, I don't. One thing that people always try to compare a Louis Vuitton bag to is the classics, and it's a good thing to do it. People always compare the larger bags to the Never Full. They can compare any drawstring bag to the No, and most of them are No's. The original No GM that was made for champagne bottles and all that. I digress. And of course a bag made like luggage would definitely be compared to what? The Speedy. So let's do that. Here is my Speedy 30 in monogram, and let's see. There is some vast similarities to this bag. But what the Retiro has, that the Speedy does not, is the zipper that goes down. You're going to find that the zipper goes down on a lot of the limited edition Speedies, but the original Speedy, and which it should, does not have the strap over zipper. And the reason for that is this is originally taken from the duffel bag. Mrs. Hepburn got her wish granted and got a smaller version of the duffel bag. And this indeed is the smaller version. If you make the zipper goes down on the side, that changes the whole aspect of the bag. But yes, so there are some similarities to it, but there's some deep differences, right? Both are absolutely beautiful in their own right. They both have the piping that run alongside, right? Um, they both have very strong straps. I mean handles. I'm sorry. Um, this is not a bandolier. I just have the strap inside of it. I mean, this is not a classic Speedy. This is the bandolier Speedy. I just have, which you already know that if you see this right here. I just have the strap inside. I don't just let the strap hang down. Um, this is not brass right here. This is like it's nice. It's a beautiful gold. This is the mob. This is when Louis Vuitton was not sure of if they wanted to make their gold on their bags shiny or muted. Because I got this. This is the soft gold on here. You see, it's not shiny, and some people lost their minds when Louis Vuitton changed it to the soft gold. I don't care if it's soft or shiny gold. I Some people are the aesthetics means a lot to a lot of people, right? And it means a lot to me with certain things. But gold, the gold being shiny or dull or soft gold, or the glazing being bright red or dark red, those are things to me that don't really mean that much. Everything else I may pay more closer attention to, but those two things that never got me. But people lost their minds, because some people had shiny gold on the tabs, and the zipper was the soft gold. It was a mixture going on some of Louis Vuitton's bags, but this one is definitely made with everything with the soft gold. This one is made with the shiny gold. She came out in 2012, before Louis Vuitton was playing around with gold. Um, she's shiny. Um, the you can definitely tell the difference in the studs on here are more stronger, and you can tell that it's brass. Nothing wrong with the gold on here, um, but the craftsmanship is definitely apparent. It's screaming a difference. Um, the Speedy is one continuous canvas. That's why you get the upside down, and it comes all the way around, right? If you ever get a Speedy, unless it's a limited edition Speedy, and you got two pieces of canvas on it, and it's a classic Speedy or a bandolier classic Speedy, you might have yourself a counterfeit. Because a Speedy is known for having one continuous canvas. That's how it's made, and that it's not two pieces of canvas, right? This bag is two pieces of canvas. That's why one side is both sides are the right side up, right? Um, it's just the way the bag is made. One thing that some people were telling me about this bag, one con, and I don't have that con, but some people do, is they said this triangle tends to do something with the piping after a long period of time. I don't know. I have a organizer in here, and I keep my bags stuffed when I'm not carrying them. So I don't know if I'm going to even have that issue. Another thing, you can definitely tell that the zipper is brass on here. You can just tell. You can look at it and tell. Where is it? Where did it go? Okay. You can just tell the difference. Look at that. It's heavy. It's thicker. Both of them have, but this has LV imprinted on it. This have the full words Louis Vuitton printed. Um, and I like that it's a pull with like this and not just a zipper. Attention to detail. Just everything. When you look at this, not that the Speedy does not look like a classic luxury bag, because it's one of the most recognizable bags of all time, right? But when you look at this, this is what a classic bag, this is what a luxury handbag is supposed to look like, y'all. It is. Canvas the gently used sights. I'm never gonna, I absolutely love Louis Vuitton. I do love Louis Vuitton. But I want to get my money's worth, and I'm not really happy with what's coming out in the luxury house. So I'm canvassing the gently used sites to get what I want. It's just that simple. Okay. Um, so that's the comparison between these two. I love my Speedy. This is a Speedy. Um, what Speedy is this? 30. The Speedy 30. Um, I love her. These are almost the same size. I want to go out on a limb and say the Retiro is just a little bit bigger. Probably wouldn't, the 35 in her will probably be more matched than the 30. The 30 and the 25 are the ones that you see most often as a bag, everyday bag. When you start getting into the 35s and 40, that's a duffel bag. But this is the size that you do see often, the 30 and the 25, right? And now the 20 is just as popular. Um, Another thing that I'm going to bring up, you guys, you see how, look at that. I want you to remember this when I show you another bag. You see how that stud is right there holding this beautiful piece of a shutter down. The attention to, look how beautiful that is, y'all. That is just, oh my God, that's so beautiful. But okay, I want y'all to remember that. Gonna put her to the side for a second. And here is my beautiful Diane. Absolutely love the Diane. The Diane is very beautiful. I compare her to the Matisse, the Pochette Matisse. I really do. I love them both. This is a perfect shoulder bag. Perfect. Um, I probably won't carry her with the guitar strap. I couldn't, it just didn't do it for me. With the Speedy 20, I may, but with her, it just doesn't do it for me. I like the shoulder action on this bag. But one con that people have with one of my favorite bags, this bag is just, I think they tried to bring back this. If you look at it, you see what I'm talking about? This is a remake. And I think they tried to bring back the classy look when they brought her back out. Because with all that piping and all that vachetta on there, this is classic Louis Vuitton. Classic Louis Vuitton, right? So I think that's what they were trying to do when they brought the Diane back out. But what they failed to do is give just a little bit more attention. This right here is a con for some people. Thank God it's not happening to me. But for some people, this is lifting. Is there anything in here? Okay, she is stuffed with one of my plastic pillows, but I'm gonna stuff her a little bit more. She's not as stuffed as I want her to be. Um, but let me raise this up. This is lifting for some people, and is coming out like this, like that, and that shouldn't be on a very expensive bag. This bag is not cheap. This bag actually costs more than my Graceful, my favorite bag of all time. This costs more than my Graceful. And yeah, so she's beginning to do this on some people's bag, but had Louis Vuitton been giving attention to detail like they did back in the day and stamped that sucker down. See? See the difference? It wouldn't have been hard to just put a little small little reinforcement there. Even if it didn't add a stud to it, it could have just been sewed down. They just could have sewed it down. That shouldn't be. That shouldn't be the case. That people are having that issue with it. And if it was me, if it was happening to me, I'd be taking it back. Honestly, I would. I just you got to get your bang for your bucks. But yeah, so I think they tried to bring back the classic look with this. There's another bag, I can't remember the name of it. I saw it on one of the people that I follow on YouTube that shows their luxury handbags. I'll think of it and add it to the bottom of this video. But they're bringing back the classics for a reason, because they're listening. They hear us, but they still got to keep up with the times, so they got to keep a great mixture going on. So I said all that to say that if you are going to invest and you do want to have a great little size of a luxury collection in your home or for yourself to pass down to generations to come, to your kids, to their kids, and all of that, make sure you're doing the right investments. Invest in like the classics, a good Speedy, a good No, a good Neverfull, um, some of the older model bags that will stand the test of time. Invest in some of the damier beans that are stronger, all weather leather. I mean, all weather bags, because these are not just for show or to say, "Hey, I got a classic Louis Vuitton bag." It's an investment. These bags appreciate in value. How else can you explain that I bought a bag that is almost 12 years old and she costs about the same amount as the bags that are in the luxury store right now? Because they don't lose their value. And if I sold it, I would sell it for even more than I paid for it. And I would get what I paid for, because this bag is everything on ice. I wouldn't throw in my guitar strap. No. But just I love this bag. I smell the leather all up in, but I don't know if it's my Speedy that's smelling that strong on my Diane or all three of them in the room. But the leather, you guys, if you ever had a luxury handbag or a Louis Vuitton bag, you'll know that the leather always smells up the room. Um, and it's doing it right now. But my whole point is, because this is going to be just a little bit longer than what I wanted it to be, is make the right investments. Take your time. If it's out there and it's meant for you to have, you'll get it. I spent so much time buying bags that I didn't reach for, that I ended up selling in the end, um, to where I never should have even purchased, just for the look of it. But what I've been doing now is, if I look at something and I say, that might be nice, and if I still keep wanting it, then that's when I go ahead and take the plunge and invest in it. But it's not just at the first glance like, ooh, I wouldn't mind having it. No, it's got to be something that I really, really want. And once I invest in it, I invest. I save up for it, and I buy it. I don't like just buying just because it's the latest trend. I did that with the hobo bag, the reverse monogram hobo bag that everybody lost their minds over in August and September of last year. And that thing is just sitting upstairs getting ready to be sold. Nothing wrong with the reverse monogram hobo bag, whatever you want to call it. Has many names. There's nothing wrong with it. I just don't reach for it. How many videos have you seen me do on it? Is she even in my top 5 bags list? No, she's not. Um, so that's just an example, and it's I think I got a ping the other day saying that it had been that somebody was interested, and I'll check it out and see what they're saying they want to pay for it, and I'll negotiate with them. Sometimes I do trade-offs where they may have something like a SLG or something, and I go lower on their price. They send me the SLG, I take a percentage off, and then I send them the handbag. um so yeah, I make deals like that too. I'm not trying to sell everything that I have, but anything that I'm not reaching for, it'll be on the chopping block because somebody else can use it. And isn't it could be better used that way? But anyway, you guys, I want you to take care of yourselves. Be careful out there. Take care of your family. Be careful. And just enjoy life. Life is too short, and people are leaving here daily. Enjoy your life. Do not live life with regrets. If it's something you desire to do, get a game plan on, figure out how you're going to do it, and make it happen. Be peaceful out there and spread happiness. Have a good one.